Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we are going to use a heavy club to improve our spinal alignment in our lunge. Many people in the modern world have back pain. Back pain is a huge problem, and the majority of that back pain comes from the success of our civilization. People sit down a lot. They sit down at work, they sit down in cars, they sit down on trains, they sit down on planes. People commute long distances to go to work. Being seated for so many hours in the day affects everybody. The human body is very good at adapting to environments. So people in the modern world are adapted to the seated position. When they try to get to the standing position, the length tension relationship between, say, their hips and their spine and their core is probably a little bit off. This is what's causing the majority of back pain. The exercise we're about to work on is meant to help people solve it for a very small amount of money in a very small amount of time. This exercise is a combination of two exercises: a balance step back lunge with a heavy club and a two-handed pullover. We are going to put the pullover at the bottom of the lunge because it's going to force people to line their spine up vertically at the bottom. With this exercise, we are going to have our feet pointed straight ahead because we will be stepping back. If our feet are pointed straight ahead, when we step back, we know that the ankle, the knee, and therefore the hip are in their correct position. Many people who lift really heavy weights turn out. We are not turning out with the heavy club because when we step back, that would mean that we would have to add an extra movement to point our foot straight ahead. If we do a bunch of lunges with our foot turned out with a bunch of load, we will end up putting excess wear and tear on our knee. Let's just avoid that by pointing our feet straight ahead. Step up to the club, 2 feet point straight ahead, feet directly under the hip, thumbs point towards the sky, stack your hands on top of each other, pick up the heavy club. The elbow position is super important. The elbow is going to stay on the body, the arm at 90 degrees, as we step back. We're going to put that knee all the way down on the ground. If the elbow stayed on the body the entire time, our spine remained vertical. If our elbow left our body, our spine did not remain vertical. Drive that low hip forward. Squeeze the glute, drive the rib cage down to activate the core. Hand closest to the tip of the club, we will travel past that ear. We call it same side ear. Straight back at the bottom, pull over, elbow on the body, stand all the way up. Elbow stays on the body the whole time. Step back with the opposite leg, touch the knee down, elbow was on the body the whole time. Club behind the head, same side ear. Elbow stays on body, stand all the way up. Change legs again, step back, behind the head, pull over, elbow on body, stand all the way up, step back, elbow on the body, behind the head, same side ear, stand all the way up. The elbow position is important. If the elbow deviates, the club gets very, very heavy, very, very fast. Put the elbow on the body, that means that your head, your shoulder, your hip, and your knee are in one vertical line. That is the goal of the exercise. By keeping the elbow on the body when we stand up, we are avoiding this big lever up action. The point of this exercise is to force people into better spine and hip alignment. When people become adapted to sitting down, their hip is in flexion. That causes their glutes not to do as much work as they should. That causes the muscles of the lower back to have a lot of stress placed on them. By doing an exercise like this, we're trying to force the glutes to fire well again. We're trying to line up the skeleton. We're trying to take the stress off of the muscles of the lower back. At the top of every movement, stand all the way up. Squeeze your quads, squeeze your glutes, drive your rib cage down to squeeze your abs. It does not take a very heavy club for most people to get benefit from this exercise. It could be in the 10 to 15 pound range to start. Eventually, we would like men to build up towards 50 pounds. We would like ladies to build up towards 20 to 30, dependent on frame size. Everything in heavy club swinging is about lining up better. That is an athletic skill for absolutely every sport, but it is a life skill for absolutely everybody. The better we line up, the more our skeleton and our muscles can do their job to help people live a pain-free life. That is the goal of all training. It's not just to run faster or to win, it is to live a longer, higher quality life. Any heavy club swinging program that is well thought out and progressive will help you live a longer, better, more pain-free life.